Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Outlanders. We are here in the Lag Crew Lake Village and we've got a little bit of stuff that has happened since I last logged on. If we just looked in the background over here with our little telescope, we can see Nutria seem to have built a bit of a tower here, and I think that looks pretty good. We might need to go check it out at some point. The bean cult is still well and truly alive, partly because we've been feeding it so often, which reminds me, we need to go feed the bean cult. So let's grab some beans and just throw it up here and do our dance montage around here, because everyone has been asking that I do a dance montage, so I will. Dance, dance, dance away. Let's just go into first person. Dance, dance, dance. There we go. Dance montage complete. Bean culter fed. And let's get into the episode. Now the very first thing I want to do is check out this thing over here. I have gone through it off camera, but I want to show it to you on camera because I think it looks pretty cool. So I don't think this is Nutria's ending base. It seems to be his starter base. So let's just have a look it out. He seems to have put a fair bit of this sugarcane through here. So I'm going the long way around because I think there's a little bit more of a bay around here that should give us a little bit closer access so we don't have to walk so far. Because as you can see, I'm running a little bit low on food. Hopefully that isn't a bit too loud for you. So let's have a look through here. Let's just jump off and have a look. So it looks pretty standard. I think this is deep slate stairs or something. In fact, let's just have a look. It is deep slate brick slab, as I thought. And we've got deep slate bricks and then more deep slate or blackstone possibly, and then cobblestone. And Nutria Tower, okay, or also known as Nutria's starter base. If we just have a look through here, hopefully he doesn't mind. We've got ourselves a pretty good furnace array over here. And what else? More storage, I guess. And his bedroom, which I stepped at once because I was getting attacked by zombies. And we make our way to the top, which does have a fair number of things going on. If we look over there, there's a spruce forest because, yes, we've got a bit of a spruce forest around here. I'm not sure if that's anything there. There's something more there, which I think is Nutria's mine. Man, I love the spyglass. If we look, which way is it? If we look, where is it? Over there we've got ourselves Lag Crew Lake Village. We've got something sus over there, which I'm not quite sure what it is yet. And if we look over here, we've got ourselves where we are quite possibly going to settle. I'm not quite sure if George has claimed it yet, but we're going to have a look over there and see if there's much in the way of claims. So let's head over there now and see what we've got. And as you probably saw in that last little clip, Rad is also online. Let me just go into chat, which is that one. And you can see there, he is probably going to be streaming and recording. So don't forget to go over to Rad's channel. I think his channel is RadGamerYT. Plus a few numbers, I'm not quite sure. Go over to Rad's videos and have a look at all of them. They're mostly just shorts. It's a nice, quick and easy viewing, so I do recommend you go watch them and have a little bit of fun with them as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe to him, and of course to me as well. I was going to say that over here is where we're going to be claiming, but I've just spotted something right over there with our spyglass, so I'm going to go check it out and see if this is something that we can negotiate with possibly George that we can have a look with. So yeah, I put a little M here, which I once again spyglass. So we've got a little M there to indicate that this is where I'd like to settle. But let's just go over here and check if this is George's area, because if it is, we may or may not need to rethink our plans. Because our plans are going to be rather big. It's going to be a big circle at least around here, so it shouldn't be too close to George if it is George. But we shall see. And having a look at it, I am actually pretty certain this is indeed George. This does have a bit of fences and all that, but it's mostly just wood and a little bit of a cave. Oh no, cave down here. I do think he did mention that there is a cave that he oh, okay, how do I get out of here? Do I just pillar myself out like this? This might be the best option. But yes, I do remember him mentioning that he's got a cave, which this looks like a cave indeed. And if we look over here on the other side, we can see an L and an A. I think that's an A, which of course is part of lag, so I'm not sure what the tree means, but I think this is George's base. So I'm pretty sure it shouldn't be too much of an interference if I am settled on the corner peninsula over here. We may want to move a little bit more to the left as we're watching it, so a little bit more to the right from the village. So it shouldn't be too hard to figure out what we're doing here. So hopefully we'll just talk to George at some point, and hopefully on camera as well, and hopefully we can sort out what we're going to be doing. While we're waiting for George to get on, which could be a couple of days in real life, we are going to try and collect some of these spruce saplings and potentially a bit of spruce wood, so we can use some of that in our future base, because spruce wood is actually one of my favourite types of the 6 types of wood, or 8 types of wood. So I think it's one of the best types and one of the best colours to mix with everything. So if we can get at least 4 of these saplings, that would be good, as well as chop down a tree or 2. I did have another disappearing boat, which is incredibly annoying. So we're going to need some spruce wood to try and get back. So if I can find some of those things, that would be really good indeed. So trying to get some of this stuff, spruce wood as well, and we can get ourselves some sweet berry bushes while we're here, because that would be quite good if we can get some of those to give ourselves a little bit more of a food source as well. And in my travels through the spruce biome, look at what I've found. I've found a ruined portal, which is going to be quite good. I do have a diamond pick on me, which is very good. So if we can make our way over here and see what goodies lie in between, that would be really good as well. So I don't think we can make much use of the crying obsidian, but you never know, it'd be good to have as well, and I might use it or incorporate it into my base at some point. So I'm still looking up for some sweet berry bushes, which I haven't been able to find many of yet, which is a little bit annoying, but you never know, we should be able to get some. Okay, let us see, what do we have in here? We don't seem to have 1 chest. I'm not sure if there should be 2, but there's at least 1. Let's have a look. And glistening melon, that's not too bad. A golden apple, which is good. Obsidian, and a fire charge. So not the best lot of resources, but it could be worse, I suppose. We could have had some golden gear in here, which would have been better, I think. And I've always forgotten how much longer it takes with a diamond pick unenchanted to get all the stuff. So what I think I'll do is continue collecting all this obsidian and the crying obsidian, and then continue back to find some sweet berry bushes, which I actually just saw. It's right over there, thank goodness. So our search for that has ended, so we're going to head back to our base once we've collected the sweet berry bushes and get on with the rest of today's episode. Actually, before we head back, I've just spotted a dark oak forest, which is something I definitely want, because dark oak is another one of those woods that I do really like, and I think it's the 6th and final wood that we need in the overworld to try and get a full lot of things. So, yep, we're going to head over here and collect the 6th wood. So we've got acacia, we've got jungle, we've now got spruce, and we're going to get ourselves some dark oak, and of course we've got oak and birch, which are fairly common through the world. So, yes, some more collection of wood, and we can continue our journey to build a nice base. And while we're at it, you also don't see this kind of generation very often, the tree growing half across no land, which is really uncommon. You can't get that naturally unless you take out the wood. So yeah, something a bit uncommon through this world as well. And we're back at our base that is going to eventually take shape. So I've planted all the trees that I've got, including some jungle, and I'm just going to leave it for the time being, because I think this would be an excellent place. I haven't got any acacia with me at the moment, but that will come in the future, and if I'm honest, acacia is actually one of my least favourite woods. Birch is another, so those two are not going to feature as prominently in my base. So yeah, I'm not exactly sure. In fact, while I'm here, I probably should at some point explain what I'm going to do. So the general idea is going to be a bit hard to explain without drawing it out, but I'm going to do my best. So the general idea is going to have a bit of a circle through here. This is a lot smaller than it should be, but it's going to have a circle, and then it's going to dip down, and it's going to be divided into quadrants or eighths, and each 8th segment is going to be a different biome. So we're going to have a nether biome, we're going to have an end biome, and so on and so forth. Then, so after we've got a circle, we're going to have pylons, which are going to curve out and back in, 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 and then that's going to hold up a globe of some sort. I think that's some of the ideas I've got at the moment. So generally, it's going to be a rather big build, and it's going to take shape over a long time. So I'm definitely not going to be starting it now. it's going to take a little bit more time and progress before I actually start. So let's hope it works. It's been a little while and we've got ourselves a number of trees over here, but more importantly, we have a George alpaca who's just decided to log in so we can work out the boundary between the two territories. So let's hop into a Discord call with George and see what we can come up with. Hey George!
Hello.
I see you've discovered my new base.
Yeah, it's a lovely forest here.
Yes, and the big M for Magpies.
Yes.
So I noticed your base, or at least part of your starter base, or whatever you like to call it, is somewhere over here.
Yeah, the pit.
The pit. I fell in.
Oh.
You need to put some safety rails in there, man.
Well, it's a big pit. You should just know it's there. Maybe,
So,
I don't know.
I did notice that it's a little bit close to mine, but if you come over here, do we want to mark out a little boundary area between our two bases, or?
Yeah, I'm happy to have a bit of a boundary, but my base should mostly be underground, so it just depends how deep you plan on going.
Well, mine's gonna be a giant circle that is sort of bowl, I think. So I'm not quite sure how big the circle is, but it shouldn't go up further than this, I would have thought, around here.
Yeah.
Which is getting a little bit closer. I'm not sure if that's good enough for you.
I reckon a border around here somewhere should do well.
So if I just put a redstone line, something like that, should do well.
With a murder trail, I see.
Yeah, and the murder trail can determine where our boundaries are. Is that something like that's okay?
Yeah, I reckon.
Cool. I'll just mark out a straight-ish line. Well, maybe I'll curve round. I'm not sure. But something like this would work out well, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. I'll get this done. And then we can do something else, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, so after that little experiment with George trying to figure out where our land is, I have been doing a fair bit of stuff around here just to get myself set up more. It's about 24 hours or so since the last clip, and we can see that there Nutria has done a little bit more work with his spaceship over there. We've got ourselves a rather large wheat field. We haven't done anything with the trees yet, but we have got ourselves a rather large amount of cows. And if we come over here, the same with the chickens. I've just been breeding these with each other, so the inbreeding is insane. These guys just love breeding with their siblings. I guess I can say that? I don't know. It's just a little bit interesting how they like to breed just however they like. Just you can breed them and breed them and breed them, and they don't really care. Close the door. So let's breed out some more things and then figure out what we're going to do, because honestly I didn't actually have many more plans besides what I have just done. So we'll see how we go. So after a little bit of thinking, I think I want to get myself an AFK fish farm, because of course it gets lots and lots and lots of books and other things. So Nutria seems to have got himself a nice fish farm, and I think he said that other people can use it. I hope that means that I can also pinch a couple of these things for use for myself. So I'm going to try and find a couple of the good ones. Oh man, that's a good bow there. So let's see, we're going to want some fishing rods. And I might, while I'm here, empty this out a little bit so Nutria can collect a few more things, because I'm not sure how much more time he's going to be spending here AFK. So, let's see, I think I'll get some bows out, some fishing rods out anyway, and see where we go from there. I think I saw that's a good one. It just needs luck 3 from the looks. So if I can find the luck 3 book. Luck, come on. I'm breaking, luck of the sea and mending. There we go. So that should do quite nicely. It doesn't look like he has a anvil, but I do know where one is. So that shouldn't be too bad. And then if I find a couple of chests somewhere, or dump this into the smokers, I think would be just as good. Maybe. I'm not quite sure if he wants this fish cooked, but let's assume he does, just so all the food actually gets cooked. While I'm here, might as well pinch a saddle or two, because I do have a couple of horses back at my base which I could use, so hopefully Nutria doesn't mind too much, and I probably can pay him if he needs to, or he can probably just pinch a couple of stuff from my fish farm when I get that one set up as well. So after getting that fishing rod and the bow, I did take a few things and a few stuff to make a bow, so I think that's a pretty powerful bow that I got. But after all that, I think I'm going to nearly finish off the episode there, because I don't really have much more else I want to do. I do want to get a fish farm, but I can do that mostly off camera, because I have done that in the 2 seasons fast, and they're pretty much standard for a start of the season. There remains just one more thing to do. This episode is coming out in December, I think. If I've got my math correct, it may even be Christmas, or very close to Christmas. So there remains just one more thing to change out my skin. I'll come back in a second with my skin. And here it is. It's exactly the same skin as I had last year in fact. So I think it works pretty well. It's just a Christmas tree with some blue pants, and I think I look pretty nice in it actually. Probably a lot better than the black and white stripes I normally wear, including the little belt. If we just turn around, including the little belt, you can see it sort of goes all the way around. But yeah, it sort of goes around. So that's a very pretty good skin for me to be wearing for the Christmas season, which I probably should have started from day one. But never mind that. We're here now, we've got our Christmas skin, and hopefully in the next episode we might be giving out some Christmas presents, or just one present to some people in our server. So thank you very much for watching. We're going to see you in the next episode of Outlanders. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you then. Goodbye!